and a pleasant good afternoon to you and to yours, and welcome back to the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski with you. Caleb Brown will be along shortly here. Tonight is game two. It's a do or die situation for the Merritt Island Mustangs. Win, and they force a game three Thursday in Miami. Lose, and the season is over. But tonight they send their ace to the staff, and that ace is Shane Patrick. Patrick this season has been absolutely phenomenal. He is a strikeout pitcher who fills up the zone, but as Belen Jesuit has proven, especially in the last three games, the final games against O'Galley, and of course last night right here at Clinton Hurdle Field, they can hit good pitching, that's for sure, and you better get them early because they're going to get you late. Patrick comes in this year. He's 5-2 with a 1.71 ERA this season. Patrick 65 and a third innings this year. 46 hits, 18 runs, 16 of them earned, 23 walks, and 82 strikeouts. Teams are batting 189 against him this year. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup tonight for the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. All right, let's give you the starting lineup for the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. They're going to lead it off with Andres Gross. Batting second will be Julian Alber. Batting third, Amari Gonzalez. Batting fourth will be Orlando Montiel. Batting fifth will be David Garita. Batting sixth will be Jose Bautista. Batting seventh, David Del Pino. Batting eighth, Danny Lopez. And batting ninth, the hero from last night, Peter Lopez. Peter stepped up last night with runners on, two of them, and he promptly planted the first pitch he saw over the left field fence for a three-run home run. Belen Jesuit has won their last three playoff games, and they have done so in extra inning fashion. Two of those three, the long ball was their choice of win, and in that game three deciding win over the O'Galley Commodores, it was a bases-loaded walk that ended that best-of-three series. It'll be Grant Arnold in left, Asher Anderson in center, Brian Henninger in right, Braden Rolu at third, Ty and Jace Brandis up the middle, Wes Lawrence at first, and Patrick's battery mate behind the plate is Liam Miller. His first pitch offering is hit the center field. Asher Anderson slips and falls, and the ball is over his head and around second, and on his way to third is going to be Andres Gross with a stand-up triple, and your heart goes out to Asher Anderson because he just simply fell down, and the ball got over his head and rolled all the way to the wall for the triple, and Andres Gross leads it off. He had a beat on it. It was a line drive. It was a hard-hit ball, but once you go down, you can't get back up in time to catch a rope like that. Julian Alber steps in. Alber, a 177 hitter this year. And it'd be interesting to see what happens here for them anyway. First pitch. Ooh, safety squeeze was on there. And Gross gets back to third base before Liam Miller can pick him off. One ball and no strikes to Alber. And there it is, squeezed. They're going to come home with it, and they throw it away, and the run will score. I don't think they would have had him anyway. And down to second base on the throwing error by Wes Lawrence will go Julian Alber. Certainly not the start you're looking for as Gross scores. I'm going to give him the safety squeeze because I think he scores on the squeeze, and then Alber will take second on the throwing error. That'll be an E3. So an RBI for Gross. That's me being awfully assumptive, but yeah, that would have been an awfully close play at the plate, and I mean awfully close. Amari Gonzalez steps in, and Gonzalez this season, 268, He's got 11 RBIs, 11 hits, 8 runs, 41 at bats, a double, a single, and a triple this year for third-year skipper Jesse Fernandez. Shane's just got to settle down, and he will. Runner at second, nobody out. Top of the first, 1-0 Belen Jesuit. I'll get the scoreboard adjusted. Flying solo for the first 30 minutes of this one, so I'm handling production, and that ball, tell you what he tried to do there. Showed bunt. Lawrence came down the line to field it, and he pulled back and was trying to smack it over his head there. So, an 0-1 count here. Pitch, and that is right down Courtney Parkway. 1-1. Nothing and 2 to Gonzalez. Here's Shane steps off. Orlando Montiel is the on-deck hitter. I want to thank Sherwin-Williams for sponsoring tonight and last night as well. Got a question about paint? You know how it goes, right? Ask Sherwin-Williams. 0-2 is 0-3, and Gonzalez does a little window shopping, and as a result, he'll have a seat. Orlando Montiel steps up. Montiel this season is a 185 hitter. Belen Jesuit, how fundamentally sound are they? Well, they're 15-15. They're only batting they are 23 points below the Mendoza line as a team batting average. They're only batting .237 as a team, but it not matters at all right now because they've won the last 3 games, 2 of them with the long ball, and Patrick is low for ball 1. And if you're going to bat .237 as a team, and you're not, and your plus run differential is only going to be, +6, I believe they are, then you better do a lot of things well, and they do. And there's a hard ground ball in terms of fielding the baseball, in terms of pitching. So that's why they're here. Get the scoreboard updated for you here in a minute. 1-1 with 1 out and 1 in here. Patrick. And it's 2-1. Belen Jesuit would love to win this game and get rest because they wouldn't play again until Monday. Patrick's 2-1. Nice pitch, 2-2. Took a little off, just a little, but enough to freeze Montiel for just a second to take a look. And by the time he had looked, it had passed. 2-2. 1 out, runner at second, 1 already in. Shane turns. That ball is hit into right field. Henninger with a beat on it. He's got to get back to second. Can Henninger get him? No. I do not think Auburn knew the out until the third base coach turned him back around. So Montiel flies out to Henninger and right, and David Garrido will step in. And Garrido this season, Garrido is a 275 hitter. 8 RBIs. He's got 2 doubles. He's got 22 hits and 80 official at-bats this season. 1-0 Belen Jesuit on top. A leadoff triple. And that's a strike. A leadoff triple would score after a attempt to throw out a runner at the plate on a safety squeeze. And the count is 0-1. Patrick trying to prevent further damage. And Garrido swings through it. And Patrick has him in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs. Pitch. He's off and running, and the ball gets away. And he may try, I was going to say he may try and score, but he doesn't. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now a runner at third for Belen Jesuit. Patrick looking for a big strikeout here. Patrick sets, kicks, fires, and that is popped out of play, and Garrido stays alive. American Heritage and Key West doing battle. American Heritage took plenty care of business over Key West last night. 6-1, I believe the final of that was. And that's ball 2, so we're presented with our first Deuces Wild situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 twos equal a 6, and that's who's at the plate in David Garrido. What will he do here with the turn card? And he fouls that back, and the count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. I don't think Merritt can get out of this just allowing a run. No big deal. The thing the Mustangs have got to do tonight is they've got to score those runners in scoring position tonight. The 2-2 on its way. In the dirt, great block by Miller. Miller keeps it a 1-0 game, and now the count is full at 3-2. I talked to Shane about this very scenario here after the Cape Coast Conference win, in which he had a great start and then hit a spot where he struggled a little bit. He says he just got to dial himself back in. Let's see if he does that right here on the full count, 3-2 to Garrido. And Garrido with a high chopper into left field for a base hit. And Belen Jesuit will take a 2-0 lead. A Baltimore chop, and it's 2-0. Now batting number 7, as Jose Bautista steps in. Two big runs here with the way runs have come at a premium in this thing. So Bautista's now at the plate. And an RBI, that's a great at-bat by Garrido. Just a great at-bat. He was down 0-2. Strike 1 from Patrick to Bautista. That young man battled all the way back to 3-2 and then just chopped one over to third baseman. Bautista, a 230 hitter. Like I said, you're not going to hear me say any averages other than the sophomore Cueto at 387 and O'Neal at 312 that are going to knock your socks off. But you just saw the perfect example of what they do in Garrido's at-bat. Lawrence applies the tag, and the runner is back safely. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. 2 runs in for Belen Jesuit. That ball is lifted into, this is Asher Anderson calls and hauls for the 3rd and final out. But the Wolverines plate 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 1st. The Wolverines 2. The Mustangs coming to bat. All right, we might as well get the copyright strike early tonight. Let's tell you a little bit about the pitcher for Belen Jesuit tonight. He is number 10, Frank Ailman. And Ailman this season, see, where is he here? Oh, he's all the way back on page 1. Ailman this season is 4-2 with a 2.49 ERA for Belen Jesuit. 56 in the 3rd innings pitched. That leads the staff. 44 hits, 25 runs, 20 of them earned, 32 walks, 2-to-1 strikeout ratio because he's got 64 of them, and teams are batting .215 against him this season. As Ty Brandis steps in, let's take you from left to right. It'll be Amari Gonzalez in left, Peter Lopez in center. Over in right field tonight, it'll be David Del Pino. At 3rd base, it'll be David Gerardo. Over at shortstop, it's Danny Lopez. Your second baseman tonight is Julian Albert. Over at first base is Orlando Montiel. And the catcher tonight is Jose Bautista. First pitch is a strike. It'll be Ty Brandis, Grant Arnold, and Liam Miller to lead things off here for the Mustangs in the bottom of inning number 1. Glad you could be with us tonight. Let us know where you're watching from, although I can't see the comments. It's probably a good thing. I am running out of gas, man. It has been a great 2 weeks of baseball. Plenty on tap. We got Vieira tomorrow night, and it's 2-1 this season. Ty Brandis batting .319. The Mustangs come in batting .302 as a team. Here's the pitch, and he lays down a nice bunt, and it goes foul. As Ailman gives the camera a look. It could have been Liam, too. Could have been looking at Liam. Two balls, 2 strikes here. Pitch upstairs, and Brandis has worked the count full at 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4, and that is a leadoff walk. So the Mustangs now. That'll bring up Grant Arnold. Arnold this season, a .321 hitter. He's got 26 hits, 17 RBIs, 8 doubles, and a home run. We were here for Arnold's shot. Pretty good one. over that right field wall. Anything up, he'll take it. And you saw it right there. He was going for it. He just gets under it and skied high. And David Del Pino hauls it in for out number one. And Liam Miller will step in. And this is probably one of the finest hitters. And this is one of the finest hitters in Brevard County this season. Liam Miller has had him a year, ladies and gentlemen, over the Williams line, which is 400. Liam Miller batting .406, 30 RBIs, 7 doubles this year. Tough out, Liam Miller is. Fun to watch at the plate. I can't do anything about the guys standing in front of the plate, so that's their territory. And that is ball 1-1. And the reason a lot of people ask me, well, why do you got to shoot from this side angle? Well, the reason is because we don't shoot from behind the net. We don't want to show the net. I mean, the net, that's just a terrible shot. This is much better, but at least you ain't got to watch in front of the net. 1 and 2. Here you see the pitcher, the batter, first base. Turn the camera, see what happens in the. We do our best. 1 and 2. And Miller, ooh, that is one incredible take there, because I don't have a clue where that thing missed. 2 and 2. That's what makes Liam Miller such a good hitter, is that eye. Ooh, that was pretty close. Jace Brandis on deck. That's him in front of the camera. Ground ball to the shortstop, 4-6. And there it is. Double play, inning over. Bam, bing, bang. And a good turn there. That went from Danny Lopez to second baseman Albert and over to first baseman Orlando Montiel. So that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the second, and the Wolverines lead it 2-0. It'll be David Del Pino. It'll be Danny Lopez. And game one hero Peter Lopez due up here. That's 7-8-9. If you're watching at home and keeping score, which I'm sure you are. And if you are, that inning ending double play was 6 for 2, 3, and Patrick starts off Del Pino with a strike. Del Pino this season, a 197 hitter. Upstairs, 1-1. Two and one. The wind is blowing out the left field tonight and hard. And there's a ground ball over the head of Rouleau, and for the second consecutive inning, the Jesuit Wolverines have the leadoff runner aboard as Del Pino singles, and that'll bring up Danny Lopez. They have both of those singles to the left side have come on Baltimore chop type hits where that ball is drilled right into the hard turf here and then over the head of Braden Rolu over at third base. Patrick now nobody out and a runner at first. Bunt coming for sure here. And he pulls back and looks at ball one. I would imagine they sacrificed pretty well. But we're about to find out. And that's bunted foul. Liam Miller with just a casual rock at the second base for practice there. It sounds like I'm a fan of Liam Miller. Yeah, you could say that. Great young man. 1-1. Patrick, quick throw over. Nice job by Lawrence. The 1-1 is hit, and does that thing get into the gap? Nope. Asher Anderson tracks it down. Nice job by Anderson out there in center field to take away a run and a double, and Peter Lopez will step up. Lopez last night, the last time we saw him, he launched one over the left field wall for a 3-run home run, and that was the game winner. Caleb has arrived. You'll have to raise that up. I just wasn't standing the whole time. Thanks, buddy. And that is a strike. You all right? All right. Okay. Just check the temperature on that thing, too, because is it okay? Okay. Nothing. And 1-2, Lopez. And the off speed makes it 0-2. Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you got to do. All right. It's your show now, buddy. Got here quick, man. What time is it? 6:26? That's not bad. 0-2 to Lopez. Last night it was a first pitch he hit. And he chops this one foul back to the screen. And Buster Beal with his first dive of the night for a foul ball. Good job. I didn't even check anything because I didn't have a chance. We're good. Okay. Okay. The 0-2 is upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We were talking last night after the game, 9-hitter, batting 152, but at this level, every one of these kids gets their pitch, and they can hit it a ton sometimes, and Lopez did that. And Shane Patrick, though, going to sit Lopez down here in the top of the second inning for the second out, and stepping up now will be Andres Gross, who tripled his first time up. He hit a line shot to Asher, and unfortunately, Asher just slipped on grass out there, and the ball went over his head, and that was that. Gross ended up at third, and then was scored on a safety squeeze. And that's a beautiful pitch from Patrick as he drops that in there, and it's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Shane on his own, 0-2. Live from Clint Hurdle Field, home of the 1999 and 2000 state champion Mustangs. Never understood that. Oh, 2 coming. Upstairs, you could hear Shane like a tennis player out there. Throw the old behind that one. And it's 1-2. Outside from his knees, Miller. Ooh. Ball gets away. And down with a stolen base goes David Del Pino, who led off the inning with a single, if you'll remember. Del Pino is now in scoring position, but it's a deuces wild situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to number 99 as number 32 eyes the signal from number 5. Is that enough numbers for you? Patrick. Kicks and fires. Strike 3 looking, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. On to the bottom of the second, 2-0, Belen Jesuit. Jace Brandis steps in. Jace was on deck when the double play occurred. So it'll be Jace Brandis, Braden Rolu, and Asher Anderson here in the bottom of the second inning. The Mustangs trail 2-0 and have now gone 9 innings without a run. So that is obviously going to have to change if they are to force a game 3. As Frank Ailman throws the first one like the guy from Bull Durham. Launch that one to the backstop there. What's his name? Calhoun? Can't remember what his first name was. Luke Nanoosh. Calhoun, I think was what it was. Swing and a miss. Under control on that one. What was that, just a warm-up pitch he threw? What was the ball that went to the backstop? 0-1, says the scoreboard. And there's a base hit into left field. Or did he catch that? They said he caught it. He backhanded it. Nice play out there by left fielder Amaury Gonzalez. It looked like he just turned his glove over and backhanded it. It's a heck of a play. Heck of a play. Look at the replay on that and let me know what you see. You can rewind to live. I thought he got it. Yeah, Caleb says he got it on the replay. So Braden Rolu steps in. Nice play by that young man. Tough play. That ball gets by him. He's still running. Foul back to the screen. Rolu this year. .378. He can hit. Asher Anderson is on deck. Inside, 2-1. It's a good catch, man. 3-1. So the Mustangs with an opportunity here to get the second batter of the inning on. Foul back. And out of play, 3-2 now. Big pitch here for the Mustangs. I know it's early, but if they don't score some runs, then you can start feeling tension building. And then you start pressing, and then you start trying too hard instead of doing the things that got you to this point. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And staying alive is Braden. 2 in the first for Belen Jesuit. The Wolverines have certainly done everything right against the Brevard County teams so far here in these 4A4 playoffs. The 3-2 is a ground ball to second baseman who waits and throws him out for out number 2. Nice job over there by Auburn, and that is the second out as Asher Anderson steps in. Here we go. Asher with, he's got home run power, and the wind's going his way tonight. I'm not suggesting he swing for the fences, but if he gets a hold of one, he can put it in that jet stream that's making those flags stand on end. And that is ball 1. Good eye by Asher. The ball 1 thing must be broke tonight. Oh, there it is. That is strike 1. Chest high strike. 2 outs here. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The 1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2. So here we are again. Boy, we got a real deuces wild up here, don't we? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 22 is at the plate. See if the dealer has a 2 up his sleeve, because they're all on the table. The turn card pitch. And that is down the line, and Asher Anderson will round second, and on his way, or round third on his way, with a head-first slide into second for a double is Anderson, and a nice piece of hitting as he just popped that ball down the left field line, and the Mustangs are in business here with 2 outs as Connor Hurd steps in, and this is really where Merritt Island came up a little short last night with runners in scoring position, failing to plate those runs, and obviously can ill afford to do that again here. If you're Frank Ailman, you don't worry about Asher Anderson. You go get Connor Hurd. And throws him a shin-high strike. Oh, and 1. Yeah, that was probably ankle high. And Hurd swings and misses at that one. Oh, that's funny. The 2-2, or 0-2, I should say, on its way. 2 outs, and Hurd asked for time. Probably a good idea to step out and catch his breath because you got that runner out there at second base, and this is where you don't want to press. The 0-2 just misses. 1 and 2. Good waste pitch by Ailman. Frankie Ailman, a right-handed senior. Swing and a miss, and Ailman comes up big with his first strikeout of the night as Asher Anderson will be stranded at second base. But the Mustangs do get a double in the inning, but they strand it on to the top of the third, 2-0. All right, welcome back here to the top of the third inning as Belen Jesuit leads 2-0, and Julian Alber, one down the line foul here, but this is a team that, listen, if Brevard County baseball fan, know this, they're comfortable right where they are right now, Belen Jesuit. This is their kind of game. They have scored 122 runs this year. Think about that. In contrast to Merritt Island scored 107 more runs than they have this year. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So, this is their kind of game. Patrick pitching well. Got him. And that is out number one as Auburn gets caught window shopping, and that'll bring up Amari Gonzalez. Gonzalez got caught doing a little bit of window shopping himself back in inning number one. And you know, the one thing I noticed last night when I was looking at the book after the game was the amount of backwards Ks. That's them working counts, trying to work counts. And that's an inconsistent, not called strike, 1-0. That was a strike last half inning. 1-0. And that's foul back. I'm okay with it. Just be consistent. If a shin is a strike, then make a shin strike for both teams. Swing and a miss at the high heat, 1-2. I have not seen a bad umpiring crew in this entire district or state series. The umpiring has been tremendous. Hard shot back through the middle for a one-out base hit. I mean, do I have an issue with a call, a strike call here or there? Sure, everybody does. But these guys have been terrific, I think. I want to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association for allowing Brevard Sports Network to stream these state series games the way that we do. We appreciate it. They aren't cheap, and so great sponsors like Sherwin-Williams step up and cover the cost for us through them. And we certainly appreciate Sherwin-Williams and all of the great sponsors that help make Brevard Sports Network work. The 1-0 is swung on and missed by Orlando Montiel. Montiel flied out to Hettinger his last time up in right field. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here. And there's a ground ball, and that will find eyes between the shortstop and the third baseman. And with 1 out, there are 2 runners on as Orlando Montiel singles. And that'll bring up David Gerardo, who singled his last time up in, I think it was about an 8-pitch at-bat with Shane. He got down 0-2 in the count. Shane got to about 3-2 with him. He fouled a couple off and then chopped one over Braden Rouleau's head at third. So big situation here for the Mustangs. Got to keep it 2-0. Gerardo and Patrick doing battle. First pitch is right down Courtney Parkway for strike 1. I couldn't think of a road. And this is exactly what Gerardo did the last time. He took 1, chased 1, and then the battle began. So let's see what Shane does differently here. I think last time Shane had him up, he started toying around a little bit with the runner at first. I think here you just got to go get him. Just blow him away. Throw him a rising fastball or something here. He can't. I don't think he can hit it. He elects to go with the off-speed. That works, too. And Gerardo is out. And that's exactly the right approach there. Can't worry about those guys on base. You got the hitter down 0-2. Go get him. Patrick does that for his 5th strikeout of the night. And Jose Batista steps in. Look out, Caleb, because if he gets a hold of one and he's got any kind of a bat flip like the real Jose Bautista does, we're in trouble. Strike one. Oh, wow. That is ball one right down the middle. One and oh is that's a base hit around second, and on his way to score the third Belen Jesuit run is Amari Gonzalez, and nice piece of hitting there, and it's 3-0 as Jose Bautista lines one in the left field, scoring Gonzalez. And David Delpino steps in. And Jason Arnold's going to go out and have a chat with Shane Patrick. Listen, if anybody's been in these situations, it's that guy going out there to have a talk right now, Jason Arnold. You look at that man's career. He's a Hall of Famer at UCF. He still holds records and appearances, things of that nature. 104 wins as manager at Satellite, 87 games in Eastern Florida State. This guy knows a thing or two about the game. I am fairly confident. I have to look at their schedule, and I'm not sure what happened over spring break, but I don't think. Let me see something here before I say anything. Somebody will call me out and go, oh, you missed it. It happens all the time. As Delpino steps in, still runners at first and second. First pitch offering of Delpino is a ball. Only once all year has Merritt Island lost back-to-back games, and that was back in early March. They did that. We aren't there yet, not even close. Delpino, will he drop this in or will Hedinger get there? No. That ball is going to fall in. Here's a chance here. The throw. Got him. What an absolute beautiful, beautiful throw on the cutoff. And down at the plate goes Orlando Montiel. And if you're scoring at home, Montiel is going to go 9. I believe that was 4 and 2. So Delpino gets a base hit to end the inning and does not get the RBI, and that is a big out for Merritt Island to end the inning. However, Belen Jesuit does score 1 run, and they pick up 2 hits, no errors. 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-0 Wolverines. right now. Caleb and Caleb just asked me a very good question between innings here, and that was, well, why would you send that guy? And Merritt Island's going to get an HBP as Wes Lawrence is going to get hit. Why would you send that guy at the end of that inning right there? Well, conventional baseball wisdom says you never make the last out at home or third, right? So, yeah, I understand that. But we just got finished talking about how Belen Jesuit doesn't score a lot of runs. And a lot of the things that Belen Jesuit does well is they force the other team to make mistakes. And that's what they did there. They were trying to force Merritt Island to make a mistake. They didn't make it. Okay, good enough. Belen Jesuits have. Was it the right play in terms of baseball acumen? No. Was it the right play for Belen Jesuit? Yes. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Swing and a miss by Ben Hedinger, his first at bat tonight. Outside, 2-1. Every team is different. Hedinger, 2-1. Chop foul, and the count moves to 2 balls. Nice play by that guy over there, that fan. Yeah, tips his cap. Well deserved. Snag that ball. I won't tell him there's nobody behind him. 2-2 to number 44. Pitch. Oh, that's a nice piece of hitting there. Hedinger straight into left field, and for the first time in this game, the Mustangs have 2 runners aboard, and it is the 8 and 9 hitters as they go back to the top of the lineup. Down to second base goes Lawrence, and Ty Brandis steps up here. And the Mustangs now have the tying run at the plate with a runner in scoring position and no outs. The Mustangs working right now on a 10-inning scoreless streak in this series anyway. Strike one, outside on the corner. Oof. I'll tell you what, that was close right there. Watch the umpire. Look, I'm looking at him. Outside, 1-1. We saw last night that Coach Jesse Fernandez is not afraid to let his guys go deep. Lorente last night didn't get the call, 2-1. Interesting turn of the bat there. I thought we'd see that early in the count. The third baseman is back here. I am not sure why he's not trying to lay one down here, down the third base line. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2 to Brandis. So the 2-2 on its way to tie. Grant Arnold on deck. Got him. Threw him high heat and blew it by him. 1 out. Liam Miller is on deck now, but Grant Arnold steps up. Arnold flied out to the right fielder on the first pitch the last time. Arnold capable of tying it with one swing. He's only got 1 home run, but just a freshman, big young man. Looks like a prototypical baseball player. He's got a lot of the 5 tools already. He is a catcher, one of the best in his class, and that hit his hand. And, I think he's going to ask. I thought it was a foul ball. that hit his hand, man. That hurts because that made a noise. But that was so loud. That's why Belen Jesuit's managers arguing it was a foul ball. Because I hope he's okay. Oftentimes, a play like that can break some bones in your fingers. I hope not. But now the bases are loaded. Are they going to say it's a foul ball? Jace Brandis informing the umpire that Grant is not that good of an actor, and if he would, he'd be in drama. So he's going to call him. Jason's not happy about it. And they're going to call a foul ball. That's called being fooled by the sound. So here we go. And that's a strike now as Grant. Yeah. Well, what was I saying about Cruz earlier? No, I'm kidding. And it's 1-1. Yeah, nah, I would want to see his hand. Yeah, that's outside. 2-1. He'll be on first here in a minute because now, unfortunately because really the home plate umpire doesn't know. He doesn't know what happened there. He didn't see it. It happened so fast. He's taking a guess. The 2-1. I was going to say Aylman's going to have to throw perfect pitches because Grant Arnold's going to end up at first to be able to walk anyway. He's going to squeeze the zone here. But right now, Aylman's not even close to the zone, and it's 3-1. And he is a ball away from loading the bases. And Arnold slaps that. What a play by the second baseman, and it has been this. They got the double play. Jeez. What a turn. Julian Alber with a great play. And that's the second double play of the game right there. Arnold hit that ball about as hard as you could hit it. And that will end the inning. We'll be right back with the top of the fourth. All right, welcome back here at the top of the fourth inning. And to the plate comes, let's see here, we got at the bottom of the order. It's going to be Danny and Peter Lopez here. Danny flied out to the center fielder his last time up. And that is strike one. So the second double play of the game for Jesuit and fouls that one back into the mid. 0-2. Strike three. And that's one out. That's 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Peter Lopez will step in. I'm interested to see if Peter takes the same approach. He did in the first at bat as he struck out, but last night he was first pitch swinging. Let's see if he does that again. I'd be first pitch swinging all the time if I hit the ball as far as he did last night. Yeah, I don't get it. Strike one. Patrick throws nothing but strikes. 0-1 to Peter. 0-2 as he throws the high. Shane has thrown 5 pitches here in the top half of the fourth, and all 5 of them have been for strikes. Got him. Strike 3 looking. And ladies and gentlemen, Andres Gross steps up, and be neat to see something you don't rarely see in baseball. It's called the immaculate inning. You know what that is? 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 3 outs. That's the immaculate inning in baseball. You don't see it often, but Shane is 3 strikes away from that. And that is an out. And check, he doesn't get the immaculate inning, but what he does get is a 7-pitch inning, and Merritt Island's coming right back to the dish. 3 up, 3 down, heading to the bottom of the fourth. Yeah, welcome back. Caleb and I were just joking. We believe it was a foul ball on Grant Arnold. Strike 1 to Liam Miller. What we don't buy is the umpire's explanation that it came off the barrel of the bat. That thing did not even come close to the barrel of the bat. Yeah, I mean, that definitely came off the nub if it came off of anything. So I can understand why Jason Arnold was so upset. I would be too. Are you telling me that thing came off the barrel? Right. Bottom of the fourth here, and it's getting into those middle later innings, and time for the middle part of this order to get to work. Upstairs. 2-2. My favorite part was still Jace Brandis saying it had to hit him. He's not a good actor. So Belen, Jesuit, or Merritt Island, the winner of this series will play the winner of American Heritage and Key West. American Heritage up 1-0. They won 6-1 last night. 2-2 the count to Miller. Chopper to the shortstop, lets it come to him, up and across the diamond, and one out. Chase Brandis steps in, flied out to the left fielder his last time up. That is not an easy shortstop to play out there, and I'll tell you what, Danny Lopez has done a heck of a job at it today and last night. And that's a hard shot that gets through the middle. And that's a one-out base hit for Merritt Island. And Braden Rouleau comes up. I want to thank Sherwin-Williams. Again, it's a top-of-the-line paint store. I don't know anything about paint, but you know what? They do. So ask Sherwin-Williams. Feels like yesterday we were here for the Mustang Challenger Classic to kick off the season. I mean, that one was in February, wasn't it? Is that a car? Oh, Lordy. Wasn't our car, though. Foul back, 0-1. I don't want to make any jokes because, you know, you make a joke about the ball hitting somebody's car, and then the next thing you know, it's yours. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Rolu. Asher Anderson is on deck. He smashed a double in the left field corner his last time up. One and two. Braden. And Relu drops one in that he does not catch out there in left field. So back-to-back singles here after one out to start the bottom of the fourth brings the tying run to the plate in Asher Anderson, who has a double. So a big inning needed here, and could this be it for? And here comes Coach Fernandez out. He wants to have a conversation. He did this last night, and immediately following this type of conversation, they got 2 outs and the inning was over. Here's what I think. I think you're struggling to score runs right now. Listen, Jason Arnold's the guy. He has forgotten more about baseball than I'm ever going to know. But I think you have to push the situation here a little bit. I think you have to push the envelope. You got one out here, even with Asher Anderson up. Maybe you put the runners in motion a little bit. Maybe you lay one down here, force them to make a play. Maybe he throws the ball down the right field line into the right field corner and everybody scores, right? So, or Asher Anderson looks for a first pitch fastball and plants it out on Merritt Island Boulevard. Either way works. But I think you literally have to take these at-bats one pitch at a time now. And that one he was obviously looking to plant up there on 528. And as he swings and misses. Because, the bunt is probably one of the more exciting plays in baseball. Everybody moves. 1-1. It's the only play in the sport where every position on the field has something to do. One ball, one strike, and one out here. Asher Anderson at the plate. And Ailman blows strike 2 by him. So 1-2 now. to Asher. And there go the runners. And the throw to second is not in time. And that's what you got to do right there as Asher Anderson strikes out. The runners were in motion, so the double steal was on. And now you got runners at second and third with 2 outs and Connor Hurd at the plate. So a base hit. I don't know if Coach Arnold would be aggressive in trying to force a run here, but you at least could pick up one as the Mustangs trying to end an 11-inning scoreless streak. Upstairs, ball one. And Ailman's thinking, all right, I'm not, I got Wes Lawrence, who he hit the last time. He's on deck, so he can't load the bases here. So Connor Hurd's it. And Hurd swings and misses at a ball, so it's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to Hurd. 2 outs in the inning. 1-2. I thought about that, but I think you try that on the first pitch. The 1-2, Ailman trying to get out of trouble, and it's 2-2. So the biggest deuces wild of the season for the Merritt Island Mustangs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with 2 runners on. Brandis at third, Rolu at second, and there's a little slow ground ball. This could be trouble, and it will be an infield hit, and that'll score a run. And you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, because seeing eye base hits have been a thing of Belen Jesuit's game in this one. And Connor Hurd with an infield single scoring Jace Brandis, and it's 3-1, and the Mustangs end. The scoreless streak goes 11 and 2/3 of an inning, but they finally break it, and that'll bring up Wes Lawrence with a runner at first and a runner at third with 2 outs. That was your safety squeeze. You know that? That was the safety squeeze. It just went off the end of the bat. Nothing in 1. Upstairs, 1-1. The most that Ailman has thrown in this game. Ben Henninger is on deck. Popped up and out of play. I don't know why we haven't seen the runner, Connor Hurd, take off yet. It's at first. But now it's 1-2. I would suspect he'll be going on this pitch. Three to 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wes Lawrence. Ailman eyes the signal up. Kicks. And that one is fouled off back into the parking lot as well. And now the runner goes, and that will be a catcher's indifference, no throw. And the count is, we're back to it again, another deuces. Wild situation on the board with the 2-2 and 2 here. And Buster Beal's got the rally cap off. Here comes, and it is 3-2. Count is full. Tying run at third. The go-ahead run at the plate. Ben Henninger on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ailman, who will win this battle? And that is ball 4 outside. Bases juiced for the number 9 hitter, Ben Hettinger. So Braden Rolu at third, Connor Hurd at second, Wes Lawrence at first, and Ben Hettinger at the plate. Base hit. Could tie it. Hettinger looks at ball 1. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ailman's working a lot quicker than he did earlier. I wonder if he's run himself out of gas here a little bit. 1-1. And that's low and outside. 2-1. See how much faster he's working? He throws a ball here. And he does, and it's 3-1. Cannot find the strike zone right now, Frank Ailman. And I don't know if Belen Jesuit's got anybody up. I don't see anybody throwing. I see the catcher running now, hopping the fence, the pitch. And there's a ground ball. This could be trouble. Got him. What a play in the hole by the shortstop again. What a play by Lopez. And that will end the inning. The Mustangs leave the bases loaded, but they get one back. We go to the top of the 5th, 3-1. All right, welcome back here as we are already in the top of the 5th inning here. 6 o'clock start tonight, and this will be Julian Alber stepping in. Alber with another one of those high choppers over the head of Braden Rolu at third, and that is a leadoff single. And I'll tell you what, they got that Baltimore chop thing down to a science. And Amari Gonzalez steps up. That is the 3rd such hit in this game. Just like that. And this will bring up, like I said, Amari Gonzalez. The pitch. Yes, indeed. Shane with a strike. And that is 6-4, and couldn't scoop it out there. And around first and on his way to second. Did he get him? No, safe. Had a tailor-made double play there, but unfortunately threw it away on the turn. Alber will go down 6-4, and Gonzalez will reach on an E4 as he goes down to second base, and that'll bring up Orlando Montiel. Oh, oh. First pitch to Montiel with a runner at second. He's at low and outside. One and one. That ball is hit down the right field line, but foul, long strike. Montiel and Patrick battling. Big pitch here, the 0-2. 1-2 on its way. Strike three looking. Dropped it in, and Montiel strikes out, and David Garrido steps in. Garrido tonight. He struck out and singled back in the first. 2 outs here with Garrido at the plate. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, he had one of those Baltimore chops. Hit a 3-2 pitch and drove it into the ground and then over Rolu's head. Nothing and one. Swing and a miss. For the third straight at bat, Patrick has him 0-2. Got him. And that will end the top half of inning number 5 as Shane Patrick has now struck out 7. Bottom half of the 5th coming up. 3-1, Belen Jesuit. Back to the top of the lineup with Ty Brandis coming up 3-1. And while the Mustangs have snapped their scoreless inning streak, they need 2 more to tie up Belen Jesuit here. And Frankie Ailman back out for work here. Good swing. And, oh, that one hops over the first baseman's glove for a base hit for the Mustangs. Hard hit ground ball by Brandis. And they're starting to touch up Ailman pretty good here. And Grant Arnold will step in. And now every time the Mustangs get a base runner, the runner at the plate becomes the tying run. So let's see if they can cash in here. First pitch outside to Grant, and it's 1-0. You sure? 1-1. The winner of this series will move on to play the winner of American Heritage and Key West. That one sailed over the backstop and down to second base, or over the catcher's head to the backstop, I should say. And down to second base goes Brandis on the wild pitch. And now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. 2 balls and a strike as the pitching coach for Belen Jesuit walks over to the bullpen area to see if his pitcher's ready. Because I think old Frankie Ailman has run himself out of gas here. That is low, 3-1. I don't think Ailman has anything left here. I just don't. And this could be his last batter if he puts him aboard with a walk. And that's ball 4, and down to third base will go Brandis. Down to first base goes Arnold. And that is first and third with nobody out. And the Mustangs are in business here. And he's got to be taking the ball from Frankie Ailman. Got to be, right? I mean, you would definitely think so here. As Sweet Caroline plays in the background. I spilled my water, and there is nothing better than sitting in water. That's his. So he leaves him in here. So he leaves Frankie Ailman in. Could be buying more time for his pitcher to finish getting warmed up. I don't know. If I'm a Belen Jesuit fan, I don't like it. As Liam Miller steps in. I think Liam Miller's the one too many batters here. Miller with a line drive foul. Nearly took off 2 people on a bike over there. Did you see that? It was like a video game, man. Those kids just missed getting plucked off the bike. Woo! first and third. Nobody out. Ailman, the 0-1. Chopper. And that gets through, and it's 3-2. Liam Miller reaches for one and puts it where they ain't, as they say. And Ty Brandis comes around to score, and still nobody out. Runners at first and second with Jace Brandis coming up, and the tying run is now at second base as the Mustangs celebrate their second run in as many innings, fighting for their playoff lives. And that, my friends, should do it as the catcher goes out, and they keep looking over at the, or did they not have anybody warming up at all? They do? Okay. I believe J.D. Estrada is over there throwing. Yeah, you can see Coach Jesse Fernandez pacing back and forth. Yeah, I know. It shows bunt. Arnold squares and fouls it off. Oh, that's not Arnold. I'm sorry. That's Jace Brandis. Squares and fouls it off. Braden Rolu is on deck. 3-2 is the score. Nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 5. Merritt Island with an opportunity here to tie this thing up and take the lead. Frankie Ailman, 1-1. Ailman, look, he's certainly laboring. The 1-1. You take it. 2-1. That's tough not to bunt that pitch. It's tough not to swing at that pitch because that's ball 2 right down the middle. 2-1. And there's another high chopper. 1 and 2. No, he's safe. Wow, they nearly turned another double play. As Grant Arnold will go out 6-4, and Jace Brandis will reach on a fielder's choice. Down to third base goes Liam Miller, and there's runners at the corner now with 1 out. And if Jesse Fernandez was thinking about pulling him now, he's got another batter. He's got to come get this kid. That's my opinion. And that is exactly what's going to happen. Ailman doesn't appear to like it, but that's the game. And he's telling, he's like, Coach, I'm ready. And he hands the ball. And Ailman with a nice job as all of his teammates are there to greet him. We'll tell you all about who the next pitcher is for Belen Jesuit right now on this Sherwin-Williams pitching change. All right, welcome back here to Clint Hurdle Field as the new pitcher takes the bump. It is actually going to be number 22, the left-handed senior Max Asperu. Asperu, I believe is how it is said. Asperu this year 2-3 with a 1.93 ERA and 32 and 2/3 innings pitched this year. Asperu has allowed 18 hits, 14 runs, 9 of them earned. He has walked 20 and struck out 33. Teams are batting just 162 against the senior southpaw. Braden Rolu steps in with 1 out and runners at the corner. Let's see the move. Let's see what happens at first. The pitch is ball 1, and it's 1-0 to Rolu. Braden tonight has grounded out and singled. A single here would tie this puppy up. Asperu sets. That ball is popped up and playable. First baseman calls and hauls. 2 outs. Asher Anderson steps in. Anderson tonight has doubled and struck out in his last at-bat. Catcher's telling with 2 outs now. Catcher goes out and lets him know it is going to be I don't think they take that. He's not throwing the ball to second base is what I'm trying to say. This will be a catcher's indifference. Anderson fouls off. Pitch number 1 over to the softball field. Yeah, there'll be no throw. It's a good fake, though. Faked me out because I thought, there you go, Alan, you confident SOB. And then the catcher came up, and I was like, oh, is he throwing? And he did not. Of course, referring to myself as the SOB. I want to make that clear right now. 0-2 to Anderson. This is all kinds of 2s out here. 22 pitching to 2 at 22. And so 2 strikes, 2 outs. I mean, there's too many 2s on the board for me. Right? Oh, and 2 to Asher. Asperu comes to the set. Oh, that is just absolute filth right there. That thing had more movement than minnows in shallow water. End of 5. What a pitch. And that, yeah, that would have froze anybody as we go to the top of inning number 6. Belen Jesuit still leads it 3-2. Talking about the pitch between innings thrown by a Spur, that pitch freezes 99.9% of every high school hitter. That kid did not show that pitch in warm-ups. That kid did not show that pitch to the first batter he faced. And when he threw that pitch to Asher Anderson, unless you're looking for it, you're not hitting it. As Jose Bautista steps in, Bautista has singled and flown out. That's what you call one up your sleeve right there. 1-1 as Patrick works into the top of the sixth. Getting late, but Merritt Island has scored in each of the last 2 innings. And there's a hard ground ball. Nice job by Brandis, who stuttered, stepped about 5 times, and eventually makes the throw to get Bautista. And that'll bring up David Del Pino. Strike one. The final line on Frankie Ailman coming up here in just a second following this at-bat. 1-2. 1 out here. Got him. And that's a purty pitch in and of itself. The final line on Frankie Ailman tonight, 4 1/3 innings pitched. He allowed 7 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Ailman tonight, 93 pitches thrown, 52 of them 4 strikes. As Danny Lopez steps in. And that's upstairs, I guess. That strikeout was double digits for Shane Patrick tonight. Patrick working on pitch 83. And there's one lofted into right. And, oh, my! Da-da-da! Great catch by Henninger to end the inning. That is a beaut, Clark. And that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. 3-2, Belen Jesuit. Welcome back here to Clinton Hurdle Field. I want to say hello to Maddie Santos, who says, let's go, Belen. And Maddie, thank you for commenting tonight and watching here on Brevard Sports Network. It'll be Connor Hurd, Wes Lawrence, and Ben Henninger coming up. And if you're Jason Arnold, you want Ben Henninger coming up this inning. He's the one that just made the spectacular catch out in right field. Connor Hurd steps in tonight. Hurd is 1 for 2. He's got an RBI, and he struck out back in the second as Max Esperu, the senior southpaw, gets set to go to work with Connor Hurd. So 7, 8, and 9 for the Mustangs. First pitch is on the outside corner. Strike one. I want to thank Sherwin-Williams for sponsoring last night and tonight. I want to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association. And that is strike two for allowing Brevard Sports Network to broadcast state games. I want to say thank you very much. I want to say hello to Jose Lopez as well. Thank you very much for the comment. The 0-2. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, look, if you're going to be inconsistent for both, right? Because he's certainly that. 1 and 2. 2 and 2. The Merritt Island bench is hollering, good eye. The Belen Jesuit bench is going, are you kidding me? The 2-2. Got him. And that is out number one. Wes Lawrence steps in. Lawrence, no official plate appearances tonight. He got hit by a pitch and walked. So Lawrence, or actually we're going to get a pinch hitter here. So the pinch hitter is going to be Nate Bailey, who usually plays center field. So Nate Bailey pinch hitting here tonight. If the Mustangs can come back and win, Game 3 would be Thursday at Belen Jesuit. If not, the Wolverines will await the winner of American Heritage and Key West. Bailey looks at ball one, and count is even up at 1-1. I like the rhythm with which this Belen Jesuit pitching staff works. They got a good rhythm. Again, it's a fundamentally sound. Oh, drops that one in. 1-2. Fundamentally sound baseball team, and you can see that in the way they play. 3 double plays tonight. The 1-2. Led on a little too much with that one at the top of his release, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hettinger is on deck, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th, 3-2. The pitch is low and outside, 3-2 actually. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is like, this is where managers lose hair. Not because it falls out, it's because they take their caps off. Strike 3, looking. Bailey caught window shopping, and that is the 2nd straight strikeout. Check that, actually. That is the 3rd straight strikeout for Espuru as he got Asher Anderson to end the bottom of the 5th and then strikes out the next 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. And Ben Hettinger now steps in. But they take their hats off, and they're constantly, running their hand through their hair and pulling hair out. And you see Jesse Fernandez over there doing it now, the 3rd-year skipper for Jesuit. Upstairs, ball 1. Low, ball 2. If you're a Spuru here, the one thing you don't want to do is put Hettinger on, because then you go back to the top of the order, and that's a no-no if you don't have to. And Hettinger can run too. The 2-0 on its way. If you're Brian right now, you're looking for a strike. And he does not get one, and it's 3-0. Will he get the proverbial 3-0 strike? Yes, he does. 3-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss. And that may have been ball 4 there. It looked high, but he liked it. And now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The Spur versus Henniger. Can he come all the way back from 3-0 and get Henniger? He does. 4 straight strikeouts for the senior southpaw Max Espuru, and that'll end the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2, Belen Jesuit on top. Well, I tell you what, welcome back here to Clean Herd. I want to thank Gabby Diepa. I hope I'm saying your last name right. Thank you for the very, very kind words, and thank you all for watching here as we get to the later stages of this one. And once again, last night's hero, Peter Lopez, steps in. Tough night tonight for Pete. He has struck out twice, and the first pitch offering from St. Patrick is ball 1. Patrick, with his 85th pitch right there, he has thrown 61 strikes tonight, and this is the 27th batter he has faced. That is a absolute dart down the middle. Strike 2. Umpire thought about that one. Said, yeah, I liked it. And Patrick 1 strike away from his 11th strikeout of the night. Nice pitch. And Lopez strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. And stepping to the plate now is Andres Gross, who got this party started for Belen Jesuit tonight. He hit an absolute bullet to center field, and Asher Anderson started in, and then when he tried to turn, slipped. And then, of course, at that point, as an outfielder, everyone knows you're cooked. Anderson was, and the ball went over his head and rolled to the wall, and Gross went all the way to 3rd. And the next batter, Julian Albert, laid down a safety squeeze, scoring Gross. That made it 1-0. Since then, Gross has struck out looking and grounded out to Brandis at short, and that is strike 1, 1-1. Ground ball down to 3rd. Long throw across for Rolou. Does he get him? Yes, indeed. Great play by Braden Rolou. And that is 2 outs. Julian Albert will now step in. Albert tonight, he's the one that laid the safety squeeze down. So he's got an RBI there. Backwards K for him looking, and a ground out. Well, he didn't ground out. He had singled, and then he got thrown out on the turn on an attempted double play. First pitch from Patrick is strike one, and Patrick has pitched an absolute gem here tonight. He really has. And blows that one by Auburn for strike two. Can Patrick get him to the bottom of the seventh with this pitch right here, trailing by just one? And that ball is lifted deep into center field. Asher Anderson calls and hauls for the third and final out. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the seventh. The Merritt Island Mustangs either need a run or their season is over. Back with the bottom of the seventh right here on Brevard Sports Network. All right. Jump around playing in the background. And I want to thank the Zabala family for their kind words as well. Well, look, we've said all along, this is Belen Jesuit's kind of game right here. 1 run, late innings, looking to close it out. Can the Mustangs do to Belen Jesuit what the Wolverines have done to O'Galley and did to Merritt Island the other night, and that is come through late? If it is to be, it will be with the meat of the order coming up. The top of the order, Ty Brandis, Grant Arnold, and Liam Miller. 1, 2, and 3 hitters. So the Mustangs need 1 to tie or 2 to win. And would it surprise anybody if the Mustangs tied this thing up and we went into extras? If that is the case, that would be the 4th straight extra inning affair for the Belen Jesuit Wolverines, who are 3-0, by the way, in those extra inning affairs. Ty Brandis steps in. And here we go. 2 great teams looking to finish off or extend a great series. The first pitch is a beaut of an off-speed pitch. Strike 1 to Ty. This place is standing up behind us, as you saw on the camera. Excited. Belen Jesuit has traveled well. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Takes his time. 1 out. And Grant Arnold steps up. Arnold has flied out. He has hit a line drive that was unbelievable catch by the second baseman. And then, of course, walked and then went out 6-4 on a turn of a double play. So Arnold steps in, and this is a lefty-lefty matchup. And if you know anything about baseball, that always favors the left-handed pitcher. The first pitch offering is upstairs for ball 1. A lot of high school left-handers are uncomfortable pitching to left-handed batters, but I don't get that's the case with big number 22 out there. The 1-0 is strike 1. 1-1. A lot of times you'll see him slide over on the rubber, kind of move around a little bit, and a little like he just did. 1-1. Nice pitch. That's I mean, look, I'm a Brevard guy there, but that's ball 2 right down the middle. 2-1. 3-1. Grant Arnold with a spectacular eye here. Listen, squeeze him. I mean, if that's what the umpire's making him do, then you got to make him work, and Grant Arnold is doing that. But this is the pitch here. The 3-1 on its way. Ball 4. And the Mustangs have life as the best hitter in Brevard County, or one of them, steps to the plate in Liam Miller. Liam batting over 400 this year as Jose Bautista goes out to have a word with his pitcher just to settle him down, saying, listen, yes, that run at first is important. That runner at first is important, but let's go get a strike here. And Jesse Fernandez is going to come out and have a chit-chat with his team as well, settle them down a little bit. So, see what I don't even know what you say at this point other than let's just relax, catch our breaths here, and see what comes. Let's play the game, gentlemen. Play the game. What's the worst that can happen if you're Jesse Fernandez, right? You say, look, what's the worst that can happen, right? You come out here, they tie the game, we got to play extra innings. Well, that's our game, right? If they come back and beat us, right? Well, guess what? We get to play them at home Thursday, right? So let's just relax here, take it a pitch at a time, and go finish this off. And I think that's how you calm your guys down and let them know everything will be all right. Throw strikes, let your guys behind you do what they've done all night. But they do have to do it against one of the top hitters. The first pitch offering to Liam Miller is strike 1. And you hear the umpires in the stands behind me groaning. Well, that's because 2 of those to the previous hitter was a ball. I mean, I don't normally, like I said, we complimented the umpires earlier, but this strike zone has gone awry the further the game has gone along. 1 ball and 1 strike to Liam. And Liam says, I'll take a timeout here, as he does. 3-2 is the score. Bottom of the 7th, 1 out. The runner at first is Grant Arnold, who drew a walk. Espuru is the pitcher on the bump. The 1-1 on its way. Upstairs, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Thank you, Mark. Marcus Gonzalez, appreciate it. 2-1. The on-deck hitter is Jace Brandis. The pitch, and that is fouled off, and that's 2 strikes now, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Liam. Nail biting time, no matter where you look. Liam settles in. Espuru comes to a set. Arnold. Pitch. Way upstairs and outside. 3-2. I think if you're Jesse Fernandez, what you're looking at right now isn't the fact that he's not, he's going deep in count, but you got to look at his body language. That's the thing that's going to tell you about your pitcher right now. What's his body language? You saw the shoulders drop on that one. Espuru comes to a set. Here's the pitch, and Arnold is off and running. That ball is lofted down the left field line, but pulled well foul. Arnold off and running with 1 out with 3-2 count, trying to stay out of the double play should the ball be on the ground. As activity absolutely happening in the Belen Jesuit bullpen. Can't see it from here, but I do see balls flying. I expect Arnold to be off on the pitch again. Liam Miller wants time again. Making a Spuru work for it. Miller with about a 3.5-step, 4-step lead. Here's the pitch. He does not go. And Liam Miller hits this one deep down the left field line. Fair ball and around third and on his way to tie the game as Grant Arnold and the Merritt Island Mustangs have tied it up on a Liam Miller double down the line. Three. What an AB. That ball's got to have chalk on it. What an AB for Liam. Took 2 timeouts during the AB. Now the winning run is at second base. Wow. The Mustangs have turned the tables just a little here. And that curveball is a beaut, strike one. Arnold was moving when that ball took off. Scoring from first on a double. We got a pinch runner at second. Did not catch who it was. The 0-1. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. Catcher frames it up. Number 6 has come into pinch run. That is Braden Uzi. So Braden Uzi is at second. He's the winning run. 1 out. And your batter is Jace Brandis. The Spuru. Curveball. And Brandis just gets a piece. Liam Miller going back to his at-bat, taking the 2 timeouts, kind of forcing Spuru to miss that curveball that caused him to drop his shoulders. You better not think that Liam Miller didn't watch his body language too. You know, that was a great chess match between those two. The 1-2 on its way. Uzi at second. The pitch upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Belen Jesuit with 2 in the first, 1 in the third. The Mustangs with 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and now 1 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning to tie it up. And the winning run at second, Brandis from Espuru. The southpaw kicks and fires, and Brandis swings and misses. Strike 3, 2 outs. And Braden Rolu will step in. Rolu tonight has grounded out, popped out, and singled. A single now as the outfielders are in. If Rolu gets a hold of one, this game is over because the outfielders are certainly halfway in. Going to try to throw. And there's a base hit. And around third base comes Uzi. Here comes the throw. And Uzi slides. And the Mustangs walking off on a Braden Rolu single. And they win it 4-3 to extend the series to a third game in Miami on Thursday. Congratulations to the Merritt Island Mustangs with 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th inning to win it 4-3. What a job. What a job. And I'll tell you what a first couple of games as Jesse Fernandez and Jason Arnold shake hands, and that is a heck. What a heck of a series this thing has been thus far. So was the O'Galley Belen Jesuit series, but the Mustangs will live for Game 3, Belen Jesuit. Another outstanding effort. And Caleb, what a game tonight as the Mustangs walk it off with a 4-3 win. How about it? I want to thank everyone out there watching tonight from Miami and, of course, here in Brevard County. Our player of the game tonight is going to be co-players of the game tonight, Braden Rolu and, of course, Liam Miller. We'll speak to Rolu afterwards and talk to Liam Miller again as well. So that'll wrap it up. We want to thank Sherwin-Williams, who is our sponsor tonight. And on to Game 3 in Miami. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski. Once again, your final score